There is a question that very few people ask when they begin searching for spirituality, yet it has the power to completely transform the way we understand awakening. If millions of people live on the same planet, face similar challenges, and have access to the same information, why do some feel a deep inner calling to awaken, while others never even think about it? Why do some spend their entire lives trying to understand who they truly are, while others remain completely identified with routine, daily concerns, and the endless distractions of the material world? Perhaps the answer is closer than we imagine. Maybe awakening is not something that happens by accident. Maybe it is not a spiritual trend, a passing fascination, or a secret reserved for a select group of people. Perhaps there is something within every human being that, at a certain moment in the journey, begins calling them back home. And when that call is heard, the search begins. People look for answers in books. They search through religions, philosophies, ancient traditions, and spiritual teachings. They seek guidance from teachers, mentors, and those who seem to have walked the path before them. Along the way, many encounter tools capable of helping them see what had previously remained hidden. Among those tools, there is one that inspires immense curiosity, and, at the same time, countless misunderstandings: ayahuasca. Many people believe that ayahuasca awakens someone. Others believe it grants special powers, reveals absolute truths, or produces instant enlightenment. Yet perhaps the most important understanding is also the simplest one. Ayahuasca does not awaken anyone. It does not create consciousness. It does not create wisdom. It does not produce transformation on its own. What it does is reveal and illuminates regions of the psyche that normally remain hidden beneath conditioning, fears, distractions, and the countless layers we accumulate throughout life. It is like entering an old abandoned house while carrying a lantern. The light does not create the dust. It does not create the forgotten objects. It does not create the neglected rooms. Everything was already there. The only difference is that now it can be seen. And perhaps that is exactly why some people undergo profound transformation after an experience, while others leave feeling frightened, disappointed, or confused. Because what we encounter does not depend solely on the tool. It also depends on what already exists within us. Most people believe they want the truth, but often they want only a comfortable truth. A truth that confirms what they already believe. A truth that protects their identity and preserves the image they have built of themselves. The problem is that consciousness does not work that way. When light enters a dark room, it reveals everything. It reveals what is beautiful, it reveals what has been forgotten, and it reveals what we have spent years trying to hide from ourselves. This is where one of the greatest challenges of the initiatory path begins. The encounter with the shadow. Many people imagine that awakening means collecting spiritual experiences, accumulating knowledge, or reaching elevated states of consciousness. But there is a stage that comes before all of that. Before we rise, we must cleanse. Before we advance, we must organize. Before we build something new, we must look honestly at what already exists within us. Imagine someone moving into a house that has been abandoned for decades. The rooms are cluttered, objects are scattered everywhere. Some things have been stored away for so long that no one even remembers why they remain there. Ignoring the disorder would make no sense. The first step would be to clean, organize, and remove what no longer serves a purpose. The same is true of consciousness. We carry memories, emotions, fears, beliefs, and patterns accumulated throughout an entire lifetime. Many of these structures remain hidden beneath awareness, yet they continue influencing our choices, our relationships, and the way we perceive reality. As long as they remain unconscious, they continue to hold power over us. Perhaps that is why so many people become frightened when they begin looking inward. They do not always find what they expected. Sometimes they find pride where they believed there was humility. Sometimes they find fear where they believed there was courage. Sometimes they discover anger, insecurity, or wounds they thought had healed long ago. Yet none of this means something is wrong. Quite the opposite. It simply means that light has begun reaching places that were once hidden in darkness. And perhaps this is the very point where many people turn back. True awakening does not happen when we encounter only what pleases us. It happens when we develop the courage to see everything, including the parts of ourselves that challenge the identity we have carefully constructed. Ancient initiatory traditions often spoke of guardians, symbols representing the obstacles encountered along the path. But perhaps these guardians do not exist outside of us. Perhaps they are the fears, resistances, and attachments that emerge whenever we attempt to move toward a deeper level of consciousness. Every time someone chooses to awaken, something within them tries to pull them back. Doubt appears, fear appears, The desire to quit appears, and the familiar comfort of unconsciousness suddenly feels safer than transformation. Yet these guardians do not appear to stop our progress. They appear to reveal what still needs to be understood. There is something profoundly fascinating about this. People often ask why they discovered a particular book, encountered a certain teacher, found a specific teaching, or crossed paths with ayahuasca. But perhaps the more important question is this: what within you was searching for all of it? Thousands of people encounter the same information and feel absolutely nothing. Others hear the exact same message and experience a powerful sense of recognition, as though something ancient within them has finally been remembered. Maybe awakening does not happen because we find the path. Maybe we find the path because awakening has already begun within us. This is one of the deepest insights found in initiatory traditions across the world. The call does not come from outside. It emerges from within. There is a part of consciousness that already knows where it needs to go, a part that recognizes when the time has come to awaken. And when that moment arrives, nothing else feels sufficient. Life continues, work continues, responsibilities continue. Yet something inside can no longer ignore the fundamental questions of existence. Who am I? Why am I here? What is the purpose of this experience? What exists beyond the personality I have spent my life building? At that point, the journey ceases to be merely intellectual and becomes experiential. No matter how many books are read, lectures are watched, or teachings are collected, every individual eventually reaches a moment when they must look within and discover their own answers. That is why no teacher can do the work for you. No book can awaken you. No technique can transform you without an inner decision. And no tool, including ayahuasca, can replace a genuine willingness to awaken. The process begins when a person chooses to participate consciously in their own evolution, when they choose to observe themselves honestly, when they choose to take responsibility for their own consciousness, when they stop searching for external saviors, and begin listening to the wisdom already present within. Because perhaps the greatest revelation of all is this: what you are searching for is not outside of you. It is not hidden in some distant place. It does not belong to another person. The truth you seek has been within you from the very beginning. Ayahuasca may point toward a direction. It may illuminate a doorway. It may reveal aspects of consciousness that have remained dormant for years. But the journey is still yours. The choice to look is still yours. And the transformation is yours as well. Perhaps that is why awakening does not happen for everyone at the same time. Each consciousness has its own rhythm. Each soul has its own journey. Some people still wish to explore the material experience. Some still have lessons to live through. Some simply have not yet heard the call. And there is nothing wrong with that. The mistake is trying to awaken someone who has not chosen awakening. The mistake is believing we can do for another what only they can do for themselves. The initiatory path has always been an invitation, never an obligation, always a choice, never an imposition. Perhaps that is why you are hearing these words right now, because some part of you recognized the call, not the call of ayahuasca, not the call of a teacher, not the call of a philosophy, but the call of consciousness itself. That silent call that arises when we finally realize there is something beyond routine, beyond distraction, and beyond the stories we tell ourselves about who we are. And when that call is heard, a new journey begins. The journey back to yourself. The journey of remembering who you truly are. The journey of awakening. And perhaps the greatest discovery of all is this: awakening was never about becoming something new. It was always about remembering what you have been all along.